So how are you coming in into the month of May, Aries? Well, that is represented by the Six of Cups, okay? So in this particular card, um, you are coming in into the month with a very carefree attitude. You're coming into the month with, seeing things from a different perspective, seeing things from seeing things with the eyes of a child, for instance, seeing things with this with this sense of wonder, with this sense of amazement. You really, like I said, you really feel deep down in your heart like you want to get back in touch with your roots, so to speak, that you want to reconnect with with people that you've lost touch, for instance, or with people that at one point or another they held a special a special place in your life, and you are ready to share that. You're ready to share your love with others. You are ready to honestly to go back to the basics, to go back to the place that truly helps you feel at home, that truly helps you feel at ease, that helps you feel peaceful. Now, in terms of what your focus should be for this month, well, that is represented by the Knight of Pentacles card, okay? So the Knight of Pentacles usually represents, an individual, that pretty much knows what they want, and they really know how to get it, and they really have this approach where it's a very practical approach where they pretty much have a plan for everything that they do. But not only that, um, they're always leading the way, and they know exactly where they're going. They know exactly what to do. They know exactly how to achieve, these goals that they have in mind. So for me, I get that it's either somebody that is going to help you, fulfill, these goals that you've had in mind, or it also means that energy is kind of like letting to really get down to the nitty gritty of things, to, if you have an idea, for instance, to have a plan, so for instance, if you have been thinking of opening up a new business, or if you have been thinking of going into business on your own, then this card is asking you to have a plan in place. For instance, like have a business plan already. Go to the bank and ask for a loan. This is the energy of kind of like, okay, you need to get it together, and you need to know exactly the steps that you need to do in order to achieve this. So it's either somebody that is going to help you with this, that has the capabilities, that has the skills, but not only that, that has the resources that, to help you achieve, whatever it is that you've been trying to achieve in terms of your life, and in terms of your stability, in terms of financial stability. Or the energy itself is asking you to find the resources, to find the people that are going to help you, truly truly have the foundation for what you want in terms of your stability, in terms of your financial stability. Now, in terms of what you can expect or what might happen this month that is new, or that is unexpected, well, that is represented by the Eight of Swords card, okay? So the Eight of Swords is asking you to possibly get out of a situation where you are feeling restricted, where you are feeling like you want to move forward, but there's still things that are holding you back. So I do feel that Eight of Swords is asking you to cut through, things that simply are not beneficial in your life anymore. I get the feeling that this month, like I said, is all about, just being very practical and exactly and knowing exactly what steps you need to take in your life. And that means that you need to get out of this space that is still holding you back, that is still keeping you caged, that is still keeping you trapped. So if you are still, let's say, if you are in a karmic relationship, for instance, you're being guided this month to break free from this situation, to finally just close this chapter of your life. If you are at a job, or if you are in a job that is just simply draining your energy, and that is just simply not making you happy any longer, then you're being asked, to leave that job behind, to close the chapter of this job, and go and find better opportunities for you. If you are restricting yourself in terms of your healing, or if you're still holding on to fears, or if you're still holding on to unhealthy patterns, or unhealthy thoughts, or unhealthy thought process, then you're definitely being asked to cut through just simply anything that is just not beneficial for your life anymore. Like I said, this month is all about, letting, the light shine on you, but you shining the light on yourself, nurturing yourself. And sometimes, that requires for you to get out of the darkness, and for you to get into the light, so to speak. Okay. Now, in terms of your hopes or fears for this month, that is represented by the Judgment card. And the Judgment card, like I said, it's all about standing up for yourself. It's all about being confident. It's all about believing in yourself. It's all about going after what you believe in, And I think, once again, it's just reinforcing the fact that you need to get out of these situations. You need to get out of this place where you might be feeling restricted. It's time for you to stand up for yourself. It's time for you to stand up to others. If you don't do it, then nobody is really going to do it for you. You have to be your own best friend. You have to be your best advocate. And this is about you standing up to others, speaking your truth, being authentic. It also means, in terms of legalities, in terms of contracts, in terms of things that you need to sign, finally, kind of like, for instance, if you're still married, and if you are married but you are separated, then this month you're being guided to finally sign the divorce papers and give them in. It's all about making sure that, almost like, your business are in order, that you are speaking up, that you're not holding back, and that you're not restricting yourself, from living the life that you deserve and that you are capable of having. Okay. Now, in terms of your potential outcome, well, we have the 7 of Cups. And the 7 of Cups is letting you know that once you're able to do that, and once you're able to kind of like get out of that place where you have been feeling restricted, then you are going to be presented with a lot of choices. You are being presented with the opportunity to, daydream. But not only that, like, those dreams that you have been, those dreams, those goals, those visualizations that you have been manifesting, you will see that, and you will see them coming into fruition after this month, once you're able to kind of, like I said, close the chapter in your life of things that have been restricting you, and things that you really need to kind of like put an end to. Okay. So let's see what we have in terms of your love life for this month, Aries. So we have change your focus. Okay. So what I get with the change your focus in terms of your love life is that sometimes we have led to believe that our life has to be a certain way. And especially when it comes to like the person that we should love, or the person that we should be with. And I think that this is asking you to kind of like open up, and broaden your horizons in terms of love. Like I said, don't be restricted. Open up yourself, be open, to receiving love, be open to giving love, be open to possibly meeting somebody that might not have been your ideal. If you're single, be open and be flexible enough to give somebody a chance that you might not have thought of giving them a chance. Because why not? I mean, you never know. You never know, how this person is going to affect you, and, they might affect you in a positive way, and you might be surprised. So it's all about, you changing your focus, changing your perspective about things, seeing things and seeing people in a different light as well. Okay. So let's see what we have in terms of your overall health and well-being. Remember that this encompasses your body, your mind, and your soul. So we have actually two cards that, that flew out of the deck. We have the heart chakra and we have the sacral chakra. So you are being asked to kind of like open up and to balance out these chakras. The heart chakra, like I said, be open, to receive love, from somebody that you might not have expected, or just be open to receive love again and be open to be in a loving space again. And the sacral chakra is all about creativity. Creativity is all about feeling empowered. Like I said, standing up for yourself, speaking your truth. It's important that you balance your chakras, and it's important that if they are blocked, then you do things, to open up again. Okay. And you do that, by, like I said, speaking up your truth, not being afraid of standing up for yourself, not being afraid of standing up for what you believe in. And lastly, let's see what you have to do in order, to heal. If there's something that you still need to heal, that you still need to work on, let's see what the cards have to say. So we have the sexuality card. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much what I said, I get the feeling that you're being asked, to go back into your past and to heal, those fears that you have in terms of sexuality, in terms of your sexuality. Be in touch, get back in touch with yourself, with your body. What makes you happy, what makes you feel beautiful, what makes you feel sexy. If there are certain things that that you have to heal in terms of you didn't feel worthy, or you didn't feel beautiful, or you didn't feel confident enough, then this month you are being asked to heal and find the root of where this is coming from. Okay, Aries.